Hey guys, welcome to round 24 of Euroleague. Let's see the agenda for today.
Today, we're gonna talk, as usual, about credit bank team results, quotes of the week, our team trades and team formation. Perhaps some, strange things happening. Let's see. Credit bank. Start from that. Edwards and Gabriel, I think the main highlights for me in terms of increase in credits and potentially the chance of keeping up the great performances. They both came from absolute great games and they have what it takes to repeat that. On the other hand, we have Bonka having an amazing game for Partizan, but we know he has his ups and downs in terms of fantasy. So for that reason, we will stay away from him. And Banki was the coach of the week, but to be honest, he had an easy work with Milan really being affected by a lot of injuries. A couple of other names that were not on the list, but they did really well and they increased the credits and potentially they will keep on adding is Maledon, Campazzo. And also we've seen again Blood picking up with 0.6 credits. Potentially he should have another great game versus Berlin. If we were to look at the downside, there are not a lot of opportunities here. So all the players in the screen potentially would be, a risk. Apart maybe from Jackson, that is only 4.2, and if you are okay to risk 0.2 credits, you can go with a player that usually takes a little bit of playing time, around 10. Now, in terms of other players, we have also Booker reducing by 0.4, potentially could be something to look at. Leday and Hes Davis also reduce their credit, and wherever they do that, they have a small sale on them, so potentially other players to have a look. Then in terms of coaches, is the same exactly picture, the winner on the top and the loser of that game. On the minus side of things, again, Messina is having a difficult game this week, although at home. So even though the low credits, we would not risk selecting him. So having said that, I think we can move on to our results from round 23.
Yeah, and as you see, guys, it was not the best round for us, but still we managed to get 0.7 credits. That was the the best outcome from round 23. Overall, you see Maledon had an amazing game with 31.9 fantasy points. Vlachenkov as captain gave us 36, but then you see under 20 Petrusev, Musa and Bolomboy. To be honest, we expected more from Bolomboy, but 12 points is a good outcome. After all, Sterling Brown just 14.3 after a series of good games. He managed to stop the engines a bit, and the big gain, it was from coach Ataman, the 20 fantasy points. As you see, Tyreek Jones did not. He had only 11 fantasy points and gave us 5.5 from the bench. So from the center position, we didn't get what we expected. So in this case, they will give us a boost to get to 170 fantasy points or more, let's say. But you see now this team, and we thought about making some big changes. Some big names were in the market. So let's see what we have decided for the trades. But before that, let's see the coach of the week.
And that's no other than Katas from Maccabi. They're playing against Berlin. Only 4.4 credits, so not a lot of credits to spend or to risk. It's not an easy game. This fixture, we will say there are many tough games. It's very difficult to pick the right coach. We also thought about Ataman, but again, he's playing not at home, so a difficult game. So we think Maccabi have what it takes to take the series into 2-0 for this year versus Berlin. And let's see the trades for this week then.
Yeah, and you see some big names going out and coming into the team. So we decided to change Sterling Brown and Tariq Jones from Partizan. They seem Partizan is having a good momentum at the moment as a team. However, it's the big derby versus Crvena Zvezda coming up, so we didn't want to risk it. And also you see Musa, he had 15.4 fantasy points, but for 13 credits, we wanted to see what changes we can make and what additions we can bring to the team. And also, Coach Ataman, we thank him for the 20 fantasy points. A big comeback for Panathinaikos versus Žalgiris. Žalgiris starting playing the game amazingly good. They execute all the plays perfectly, but at the end, the momentum shifted totally in the fourth quarter, and Panathinaikos managed to get the W. So what we brought in, TJ Shorts, welcome back. What a year for that guard. He is amazing. He had 19 fantasy points in last round. So if you see his price is 18.1 credits, he is a pricey guard to have. But versus Asvel, we expect in the first round he had 41 fantasy points, but we expect him to have a good game versus Asvel. Then Horde, 22 fantasy points in the last round, one of the best and most consistent forwards this season in Euroleague. And that's what I said about, we sacrificed Musa, but we gave a bit more to have Horde in the forward position. And then that's how we gained the credits for TJ Shorts and Horde. We had to bring McCormack instead of Tariq Jones. McCormack had 14 fantasy points, good game overall. So we expect him to have again a game between, let's say, 10 and 15 fantasy points overall, which he can do it. He's the main center for Alba Berlin. And then
just to mention here on the in terms of the Partizan players, actually the one player we sacrificed is Tariq Jones. That's the one we wanted to keep on the team, but we didn't have enough credits to bring both Howard and TJ Shorts. So that's a sacrifice actually this week. We really think that Tariq Jones will have a good game. So, but we had to, save the credits for us.
And even though that we made, as Bill said, even though we brought Katash as our coach, so you see with 4.4 credits, he is a very, let's say, cheap option to have as a coach. But even though we tried multiple scenarios and still we couldn't keep Tariq Jones as our one of our two centers. So you see some big names that came to the team. Let's see the formation and how the team looks now for round 24.
So round 24, as I mentioned, we wanted to keep Tariq Jones, but we couldn't. So we had to keep Bolon Boy, that potentially he also going to have a good game, grabbing rebounds, having some points in the paint, and McCormack at the center positions. We have the duo at the guards, that's Swords and Maledon. We are struggling to decide about the captain, but for now we are with Maledon. we'll see until last minute where we ended up. And at the forward position for the turn one, we have Howard. We believe he should keep on the very good performances versus Berlin, and he will probably be one of the focal points for the team in terms of scoring and defensive. And just to mention that, last game defensively, he had 4 steals and 2 blocks. Amazing contribution. Finally, you see at our starting team, we have Kalaitzakis, that is a filler, and Tonud as a 6th player. But really a lot coming from the bench. So for turn 2, we have the 2 Cervena Zvezda players, Bolumboy and Petrusev. We're expecting a good game from Petrusev, and of course our captain for turn 2, that is no other Darvin Zenkov, a consistent member of the team since the start. And our team closes with Kartsekov, that actually has had some playing time last week and gave us some unexpected points. That was quite good to see from the bench. Finally, our coach is Katas. Again, we needed to get a cheap coach, and also, as I said, it's a very tough week in terms of predicting winners. So actually, it's a win-win situation. Low credits, good probability for win, and we keep also 0.6 credits for next week. Overall, I think if we have a good week and increase further our credits, more avenues will open for us. So let's see how this round goes, and thank you all for watching. Hope you liked this video. Like, subscribe, and follow us on X, Twitter, and enjoy the round.
Yeah, guys, send us your questions, concerns, queries about your teams, and enjoy round 24 of Euroleague. See you soon.